to Alex from JVCT5. Today I'm going to be doing the trophies video. It's going to be chill. I'm just listing and highlighting the best players with the best stats from this tournament. And I'll show, just one clip, which is going to be the best ace on the right. By the time you're going to see this video posted, you'll notice in Discord you have some new roles. Just a little commendation for you guys. Not much, but it's something. Let's get started. JVCT5, most plants in a series. This, I believe, was most memorable to me just because I was putting in the stats, and I was like, this is a crazy-ass number. 21 plants in a series. I was like, damn, all right. And the person who gets this award is Loon, coming in from Lardy Larry's. I remember this map, I think it was on Haven that they had a ton of plants as well. I think it was like 10. They were just getting sight and planting every single time, and it was ridiculous. So props to them and props to the team. Next is JVCT5 Best Ace. I thought it was the most memorable and the coolest one because not only was it a 1v3 clutch, it was on a agent that you wouldn't expect, and also I'll show you the clip. It was in a way that you weren't going to expect either. Anyways, the person who has this award is Nagi from Swaya. Let me show you the clip. Guy's just tapping everybody.
That's nice.
Now it's just up to Nagi and Nixie. Can they clear A-side by themselves?
Last player standing.
The unfortunate.
So winnable as fuck.
One enemy
Oh my
remaining.
goodness, can Nagi get the ace clutch? Oh my goodness, he's got to run down Plasma. Can he do it? Oh my god, the KJ turret! The KJ turret from heaven clears Plasma. Nagi, the Sentinel, ace clutch second round.
By the way,
Amazing.
when we 5-stacked with him, he got ace on this map too.
Oh my god. There you go. I thought that was a very memorable clutch. Not only was it an ace, it was also an ace with a turret. I think that's pretty wild. So yeah, congratulations to Nagi for getting that trophy. Of course, though, it is subjective. There were plenty of other aces that I wouldn't even blame you if you chose them over that. But that one to me was the standout. Next up, JVCT5 most deaths in a map though, so not across the tournament. Now I will say this holder also has probably the most deaths across series too, perhaps. But just we're talking about maps. The most deaths in a map was 25, and the holder of this trophy is Imagine Wagons. I believe this was in a close game against Slutty Wiggies on Haven. Imagine Wagons dropped an insane KD and ended up with 25 deaths. So congratulations to him. He was doing his job. Next up, we're going to go for the most kills section. First up is going to be most kills in a map, which ended up being 34. Now, if you tune in for the most recent game, you'll probably realize who this is already. And that is Plasma Zero, hailing in from Slutty Wiggies. This man beat the kill record on, I believe, Haven, which was second map of the series. And he was dominating first half. I think first half he was 20-8 before anybody else on his team was even close to double digits. So really props to him. And I mean, Prime Plasma's back, man. That's all I gotta say. Next up, most kills in a series. Now I will say throughout these kind of stats with like kills, ACS and first bloods, let's say multi kills too, you're gonna see a lot of repeats because these guys were just literally killing it. So get ready for that. A lot of trophies are heading to some very specific people. Now most kills in a series, 75 kills. Not VCT level, some series you see like upwards of 90 to 100 kills, but 75 is standout for this tournament. Owner of that is Ethan from Lardy Larry's. Ethan was by far one of the most standout players on Lardy Larry's. I would say across the entire tournament, he was a threat. Like you would not want to fight this guy in a 1v1. So yeah, I mean, any team he was going against, he was pretty much farming. I just have to say that. So most kills Series 75 deserved. Next up, JVCT5. Most kills throughout this entire tourney. It's most likely a person. If you want to try and guess, it's a person who's gone through the entire tournament because they've had the most games, most chances to get these kills. The number is 242 kills throughout the tourney, which is a significant amount. And the owner of that award is Ethan again. Ethan, he even though he has the most kills in a series, he's also consistently getting the most kills out of any match. So makes sense why he gets the most kills out of the tourney. I will say a close second and an honorable mention was Ripple. Ripple, I would say, had probably the most efficient stats in terms of kills. He played, I think, one less game than Ethan, and almost matched it at 228 kills. So really impressive. Next up, we're going to the ACS category. First, we're going to look at highest ACS in a map. Now, you can see kind of by the card behind it, it's going to be a Sentinel player, or at least a Sentinel card, not necessarily a player of Sentis. Throughout this tournament, people change their class. The highest ACS in a map was 455. Now, I will say you only get 455 if you are stomping the enemy. Like there was barely any rounds where you didn't get a kill, if not two. And the winner of this award goes to Mort and King Julian, all the way from Austin Reeves. This guy, I mean, throughout the first couple of games he was on, I didn't see too much, I'm going to be honest. It was very, decent, above average gameplay. But this was something else. I believe this came from his game against Swaya, where they just absolutely rolled Swaya, Austin Reeves. So, Morton King Julian, he's playing, I think, on that Omen, and I don't know what he ate that day, but he crushed it. So, 455 in a map, very, very hard to beat. Next up, highest ACS in a series, 381. Now, you can tell kind of by the Sentinel card again. It's Morton King Julian. Yeah, 455 is a absurd number, and it's so high that whether you had another 2 games or just another game after that, the average did not matter. 381 was the highest average ACS in a series, and it was probably because, Mort had a absurd first map ACS, or might have been second map actually. Anyways, now the highest ACS in the tourney is actually not held by Morton King Julian. It's another player with 307 average ACS across the tourney, which is insane. That is, S tier on Tracker. That's like top 1% at the very least. The owner of this award goes to, the award goes to Plasma Zero. I do believe a bunch of this ACS came from the grand final, as there were a lot of games where he just performed incredibly well. But much deserved. 307 ACS average across the tourney is nothing to scoff at. Next up, we're going to go to the headshot series. So, highest headshot percentage in a map was 59%. Pretty goddamn high. The award goes to Ethan. Again, Ethan, he's not getting those high ACS, high kill stats without having some great gunplay. And yeah, I believe, I don't remember exactly which map it was, but yeah, he dropped 59% headshot. And it wasn't on like 2 kills or nothing. It was definitely double digits at the very least. So props to him. Next up, highest headshot in a series, 48%. Not too far away from 59. And the owner of this award goes to, and you'll notice it's a little different, it's blue, Ripple. Ripple was a standout player on Austin Reeves. Definitely had the strongest gunplay, if not one of these, like the strongest at this tournament. Consistently getting high headshot percentages every single map. And yeah, I have no other words than very underrated player here. Definitely deserves a ton of other trophies. Next up, JVCT5 highest headshot percentage across the entire tournament, 40% average. The winner of this tournament is Ethan again. Ethan had consistently high headshot percentage throughout every single game. And yeah, he just continued that even up until the grand final. And yeah, it was just insanely strong gunplay from these two, and from a few others, I believe. The person who had the record for highest map percentage, highest headshot percentage on map before was VZ Gooby. I think it was sitting at a high 56%, until it was taken over by 59%, which is about as different as like a one kill difference almost. But definitely mentionable. Next up, we're gonna go to the KDAs. Highest KDA in a map was 6.33. The owner of this KDA is Morton King Julian. Again, this is probably referring to the map where he dropped 455 ACS against Swaya, so it makes sense he gets 6.33 KD. Again, insane. Highest KDA in a series, you can probably guess who this is Morton King Julian again. This guy is just clearing trophies just from that one map. Just an insane performance overall. No one, I don't think, came that much close to it. JVCT5 highest KDA at the tournament overall at a 1.99 KDA was Plasma Zero. This performance was definitely upheld by his grand finals appearance. He again dropped consistent numbers, was dropping high kills, not too many deaths, and a decent amount of assists as well. So makes sense why it's 1.99. However, if you want to get real specific, technically the winner of this is Techno Seawing. He played one map and dropped 2.0 KDA. Now, the reason I don't have him here is because it's only one map. Here, Plasma Zero played, I think 2-3 more maps than that, and dropped somewhere similar to the KDA of one map, and a one well map. So, or one well done map. Sorry. So, this is a performance that's much more impressive and definitely deserves to get the trophy instead. Next up, highest first bloods. This indicates players who are very aggressive and want to take the fight first, and pretty much won it most of the time. Or at the very least, are just very aggressive and maybe have a lot of first deaths. I didn't count that. The highest amount of first bloods in a map was 8. The winner of this award goes to Imagine Wagons. I believe this was on the same map where he dropped 25 deaths. On that same map too, by the way, he dropped 33 kills, which was the original kill record before Plasma Zero took it by 34. The highest first bloods in a series was 16. The owner of this award is Ethan. Ethan was another top performer in this stat because he was not only good at gunplay, he was aggressive, and he took those first fights very strategically. So props to him for getting all those first bloods for his team. Next up, highest first blood at the tourney, 52. The owner of this award is Ethan again. Again, another person who's racking up a ton of awards because they played so consistently and so aggressively as well. So 52 first bloods across the tourney is insane. I don't think anyone came even close to that. Like, probably not by a dozen maybe. It was pretty far and away the highest stat here. Next up, highest multi-kills. This involves players who are not only aggressive but also part of your backbone, right? These are the guys who are getting these multi-kills throughout the round, 1-to-1-to-1, or these guys are just absolutely owning people on a site and taking the first kills. So highest multi-kills on map, was 6. This was done by Plasma Zero. Plasma Zero had 6 multi-kills, I think, on Haven in his grand finals appearance. He was slaughtering Lardy Larrys. Like, it was pretty hard to stop him. I'll just say that. He was just stacking up multi-kills on that attack half, or was defense, sorry. I think it was defense half. And yeah, man, this guy, Prime Plasma, you just can't get rid of him. Highest multi-kills in a series was 10. And this actually goes to Ethan. Now, I'm not surprised it's Ethan. I actually thought it was going to be Plasma. But, if you told me it was Ethan beforehand, I wouldn't disagree. This person, again, I can't say much more than that. They were mechanically gifted, and they just owned at this tournament. Next up, highest multi-kills at the tournament. Ethan again. I think this is probably his 6th trophy. He had 25 multi-kills throughout the entire tournament, just absolutely wrecking every team. It was pretty hard to beat that. Next up, highest assists. Now, we have some diversity here. The highest assist in a map was 16. Not too bad. I've seen higher. I think 20 would have been considered pretty damn high. But considering how aggressive this JVCT was and how many offensively gifted players there were, 16 assists is pretty good. The owner of this award is Lucid Dream. Lucid Dream played quite a few roles at this tournament, most notably controller and duelist, but he also played Sentinel. Actually, no, did Lucid play controller? I'm trying to remember, but definitely Sentinel and definitely duelist. 16 was, respectable. It's a sign that you're doing what you need to do with the utility, and you're a good team player. That's part of assist building. Next up, highest assist series, 33. The owner of this award is Loon. I think Loon developed this award from also playing smokes. The team was able to capitalize off these well-timed smokes, and they lasted long enough for the enemies to have to push through them, and luckily our Lardy Larrys were able to capitalize off, so 33 assists is very fair. JVCT5 highest assist at this tourney was 88 in total. The person who got 88 assists was Rami, a initiator player on Lardy Larry's, and you'll notice actually every single one of these players is a Lardy Larry's player. That was very funny. Seems like Rami was able to capitalize. I was very impressed with how many Sova lineups he had. Definitely very useful, especially the A short. Yeah, the A short lineup on Haven. Very impressive. And I can't wait to see what other utility he has to offer if there's this tournament. Let's see. Those were the high assist scorers. And of course, you can't forget, JVCT5's first place was Slutty Wiggies. Second place came in was Lardy Larry's, and third was Austin Reeves. Followed by that were Swaya, VZ Surge, and Iron Avengers. So, well played to all the teams here, and especially Slutty Wiggies. Now, we're not done yet. We still have 5 more players to hand out trophies to. So, we're going to give JVCT5 Best Duelist to, and by the way, I decided these myself with the help of some of my friends. So we just kind of voted on it, and we said Best Duelist overall was Plasma Zero. I think it's pretty much hands down after that Grand Finals appearance. He's the best duelist here. You could make an argument it would be Ethan when he was playing duelist, but Ethan was more of a flex player, Hint, wink, wink. You could check some of the trophies here. Maybe that might fit one of them. JVCT5 Best Controller, another hands down one for, in my opinion, Galdiv, another Slutty Wiggies player who I think only played Clove this entire tournament, except one time he played ISO. I think it was in the Grand Finals, yeah. Overall, not only was he a strong, mechanically strong player, the close smokes that he threw and the way he played around the map on controller was very appropriate and very successful for his team. Like, he threw some very smart smokes that helped his team win rounds and, eventually got all the way to the Grand Final and won that. So, props to him. JVCT5 Best Initiator, I thought, was Ripple. Ripple, even though the rest of AR, sometimes struggled throughout the tournament, Ripple was always consistently getting those kills, getting the utility in, and, always a strong backbone for his team as well. He has probably one of the most clutches throughout the tournament. I don't have the number exactly, but I did see him clutch a ton of times. So I'm not surprised that he is the most solid initiator at this tournament. Even though he didn't win as many games, that's fine. Next up, JVCT5 Best Sentinel. It was kind of a hard pick between Fika and Dynamo, but ultimately, I'm going to give it to Dynamo. Dynamo just had such a strong appearance in the first couple of games that he went into, and it just seemed like he was unbeatable throughout most of these games. So I'm going to give it to him. And even though he had to take a little hiatus in the later games, he definitely did not, hunch down in his first game. So I'm going to give it to him. His setups were insane, and he was farming. That's all I can say. Now, finally, the last award I'm going to give is JVCT5 Best Flex. This is a player who played 3 classes or more at this tournament, and I'm going to give it to Ethan. Ethan, overall, was one of the strongest mechanical players here. He not only played, from the likes of Cypher to Raze. He also played, I believe, Omen. He played... Actually, I'm not sure how long the agent pool is after that. I think he played probably one more agent after that. But still, it's a wide range of classes. And he pretty much performed on all of them. So I'll give him props to that. These are the best flex overall at this tournament. I think that's all the trophies we have. And yeah, congratulations to you guys playing JVCT5. Hope you guys had fun this tournament. And I'll see you next time.